computer and grabbing my stuff back out. Cleaned up a little today, got some more stock in. Let's see, I go to my page. I'll give Facebook a minute to let everybody know that I'm live, because usually it doesn't even update on my own page right away. So tonight I'm just going to do a couple quick little easy things. This one was last night. We did the coasters in ink. The rubber one looks great. The one that was the felt, it's sunk in. And as you can see, it got darker overnight as it sunk in and dried. So I'm going to put it on again and do it a second time to see if that helps. To know if I'll be able to really use these or not. And I think I'll do it in the same color. Just so I can see. I'll do it in the papaya again. Oops. I'll do it in the papaya again just to see if it does get any, if it even looks better right away or not. All right, gonna get comfortable here. Okay. So my projects have been getting bigger and bigger, in case you've noticed. So I'm just going to do a quick little easy one tonight to show you how simple it is. And then I'll put a cart link on that will tell you exactly what you would purchase. So like a little, not sample kit, but a little try me kit is about 20 bucks, where it comes with the board and base, a couple of paste packets, and a squeegee and the transfer, which is exactly what you need. All right, so first I'm going to do is going to grab the Live Today in all caps again and my ink to see if it's going to look better or not. Hopefully, and we'll check at the end of my live. I'm just going to try to line it up to where it was before. Hopefully. So ideally I could see the letters in between it, but yay! Okay, so I've pretty much got it all on there. I'm pretty sure I've got it lined up because I can see the orange through the letters. And it's going to smooth it down and just see if it works. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a little ink. The ink you don't have to stir up or anything. It's always good to go. Remember that the ink is permanent. I'll just put it on nice and thick and go in one direction. Take the excess off there. And I'm going to pull it up and just see what it looks like. Okay. So the letters are a little off from what they were. And I've just got an old washcloth here. I'm just going to clean it off because I didn't bring my water basin out tonight. Closer, but I'm going to set it to the side and then check it at the end of the live and see if it's, soaked in more. Hopefully there's already a layer down there that it's not going to soak in, and it's just going to sit on top of what's already there. Fingers crossed. That's what we're hoping for. Okay, so I'm going to take the ink off this one right away. Which, when I'm not on the live and stuff, that's usually what I do. I usually just take it off right away. I'll just grab the Clorox wipe since I didn't bring. Alright. So, wipe off a little bit here. And then just putting my Clorox wipe on it to get it all nice and clean. And then sticky side, do the sticky side second. You can see it in there because what happened was when I cleaned off the top, it pushed anything that was on the top through the mesh. And I'm not sure if you can hear the squeakiness on the back. That's good. That means it's still sticky. So squeaking is a good thing. All right. So I'm going to hold it up to light, make sure I got all the mesh area clean, and I did. I'm just going to set it over here to dry. And it'll dry really quick because I used a Clorox wipe on it. the alcohol in it speeds up the drying process. So if you're ever in a hurry or need to make sure things dry quickly or something, or you only have so many squeegees, or you want to reuse a transfer over again on a second project right away, use a Clorox wipe. Okay, so that was my ink thing for tonight, and we'll check at the end of the live to see how it did. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these. I have like 5 of these pink camo hats. I haven't decided what to do on them yet, but if there's something that anybody has seen that they want me to put on it, let me know. Because tomorrow I'm also going to be making some of my own transfers. So if there's any kind of like saying that you've seen that you like, go ahead and tell me, and I'll do it as my test case. So if you can come up with a good one, I can give you a free hat. It's pretty good. It's a real tree pink camo hat. So, I mean, it's good quality. It's not like a cheap hat or anything. Okay, throw that Clorox wipe away. Put this over. All right. So, in the Try Me kits, there's a little Country Kitchen one that comes out of pallet board. The pallet board is just like the Welcome to Our Porch one behind me that I did last night, except for it's the 5x7 size. And it comes with a couple of paste packets. There's the Live in the Moment one, which comes with the board. That's the one I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to throw these ones to the side. So Live in the Moment is what they call Chalk Stories. It's part of the Chalk Stories, which is part of the Botanicals collection. And as you can see, this is hanging upside down on the wall. I think you can see that, where you can see the heaven is backwards upside down. That's not the camera doing that. It's because remember when I did this transfer on the board, I'm going to wipe it off and do it again. When I did it, I didn't double check to see where the soft tooth hangers were, and turns out they were on the bottom, so it's upside down. But I am going to go ahead and clean that off, and I'll redo that one of these days, maybe tomorrow or something. Okay. So this one, the board and base, the 5x7 board and base, is two-sided. And so it can go like this, or you can go like this. And you can have things on both sides. So this was the other night where I did the ombre effect with the orange and the yellow together for part of the coffee one. First I drink coffee, then I do things. So I'm going to do the other side tonight. And I usually like to have something underneath it when I'm doing it. Usually I'll use like a paper towel or something. I don't know. Just so it doesn't slide around. Just makes it a little easier for me, I think. Might just be my thought process. Alright, so I'm going to grab the Live in the Moment one out. So if you were to get the Live in the Moment kit, I think it's like $19.38. You get this transfer, this board, this base, squeegee, and a couple of paste packets. And then I'm offering a free gift to anybody who gets a kit. Just so I can make sure that you have everything that you need. You get a couple of extra things like a little water bottle, a little bag, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead. I've used this one several times. I like it. I keep trying it in different ways. So I am still really sticky, even though I've used it probably 5 or 6 times. I'm just going to fuzz it up. And fuzzing it up is just getting a little lint from the cloth on it, just so it doesn't feel so sticky, and then after you clean it, it gets all sticky again. Usually, once I've used the transfer a couple times, I only fuzz it like 3 times. And because of the base, I do try to pay attention to where I'm putting the transfer. And then sometimes I'll even test it. So once I put the transfer on here, I'll put the base on to make sure that once I get done, that the base isn't gonna cut off any of the letters. So as you can see, I don't really center it. I start at the top and then work my way down. And then sitting on the base, you can see the letters perfectly. This has a lot of blank space at the top, so it's easy to move it up even more if you wanted to. Or you could do it at an angle. Any requests for what color I'm gonna do this in? Hi Nicole, I got your message. I'll send you a message back when I get done. Okay, let's see. I've done a lot of orange lately. Between the orange and the papaya, the red to blue. I did green on the general store, a whole bunch of green up there. So let's see, what color? I'll do so this is the teal, which basically Chalk Couture is as you can see, most of their stuff's in teal. The squeegee's in teal, all that stuff's in teal. So I'm gonna do teal and white. So I'm gonna try a little effect that I've seen people do, where you do like teal, white, and then teal at the bottom. And just see how it looks. It's either gonna look better, good, or it's gonna look bad. So, right. Check my paste. Spray a little water in if it looks dry. Yeah, this one is getting down really low. I've got like 3 of them now that are getting pretty low. I mean, it's still gonna last another month or so, but usually I can't even tell that I've made a dent in the jars. That's why it's starting out, if you're not sure what you like, the paste packets are good. I also have little jars where like you want to try a color that's not in a paste packet or one of the kits. I can give you like a little, you know, like those little paint jar things that you would get like in a paint by number kit. Little ones like that with colors like the teal and stuff. Just so you can try them. Hopefully my new transfers will be here on Monday, part of my big kit that I ordered on launch day, I hope. Okay. So I'm gonna go across the bottom, just like so, and pick up the excess, and I'm gonna do a little bit across the line on the top. Usually I could fade it in an ombre effect, but I don't know, when I've seen people do it, it looks pretty nice, so I'm gonna try it. Okay, so that should be good for my teal. Let me get my white out. My white, I've had my white for my white was the first, I think the first jar that I got. And I used it a lot at Christmas time. But as you can see, it's still pretty full. Because a little paste goes a long way. I guess I've used the teal a lot more. And the cats are playing. If you hear that, that's just them playing. Okay, I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to try not to touch the teal for as long as I can. Because once the colors mix together, I'm not going to be able to put anything back in the jar. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm going to need another white. Hello everybody. You can go ahead and hit like or comment. If you're watching on a replay, just like type in replay and I know that someone has seen the video. Unless you really hate it, which hopefully you don't hate it. Alright. I'm just scraping off of the excess chalk, and I did go over the edge of the transfer a little bit, but I can clean that up, no problem. Alright, so I'm going to pull it up from, you either do top or side, but you just want to do both sides at the same time, either from left to right or top to bottom, just to pull it up easily. And then once I can get a good grip on it, when I put it back down, it messed it up. When it fell backwards on me, but that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it right back down. I'm just going to clean it up and do it again. Because that was my mistake when I picked up the transfer. Kind of slid it and that made the word slide. But the great thing about the chalk paste is if you mess it up, just do it again. towel. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly go through and just wipe off the back. I don't even care about the front side of the transfer. Just want to make sure I get the back side because I want to make sure the mesh is all clear. Ooh, so sticky. My fingers are sticking to it. Okay. Just let it dry out a little bit. I didn't even clean the front side off of it. I'm not going to worry about the front side. I just want to make sure the back side is clear so that when I put it down, it's not going to do anything with the mesh. I'm just tapping it down because I've got paste on it, obviously. Looks like I do have a little air bubble in there from when I just tapped it down. But I'm going to go with it and see how it looks. Hopefully it comes out okay. I'm going to give a little bit more water to my white. Maybe stir it up good. Hopefully I don't have any teal on the squeegee. All right, I'm gonna be extra careful when I pull it up this time so I don't let it fall back down. I'll pull it right up. Oh, my tea's still messed up. That's all right, I'll fix it. All right, so for the transfer edge a little bit, but because my tea messed up a little bit, I'm gonna give it a second and then just come through with this and pick up some of that excess, or somehow it got through that. I was a really clean crafter, and now I've become like a messy crafter. I don't know why. Something this week has turned me into a messy crafter. Usually I'm pretty clean. Okay. So while I'm letting this dry so I can fix that tea, I'm just going to close up my other stuff here. Close up the paste that I used, take the squeegees and stuff and clean them up. I'll spray a little bit in this. Time to refill my water bottles too. And while I'm letting that dry, I'm just going to clean these off real quick and easy. Little stir sticks. The kit doesn't come with a stir stick, but I usually just give you one anyways. And one of the other things that I give out when somebody buys a kit, especially to start out, is one of the little plastic trays. So you can squeeze the paste from the packet into here, unless I give you a jar, into here, and then you can mix it around with the stir stick. And if for some reason it feels too thick, you can always add a little water to it. If you're not putting it back in a jar or anything, it doesn't matter. It can be tap water. Okay. One down, should be getting drier. Usually within like 2 minutes or so, the paste has dried. Honestly, it does do that quick. The stir sticks, they don't sell them individually, so they come in a pack of like 30 something. So that's why I usually just give them out. I mean, they're not like really expensive or anything. The squeegees themselves come in, if you get the small size one, that is, you can buy that one by itself. But the mini one comes in a pack of, I think 12 of them. And if you get crafting for a while, you'll find that you will need 12 of them. Especially if you get different colors and start playing with different colors. You don't want to have to stop and wash the squeegee each time that you're going to a different project. So this is the last one. And then I will check that out. Alright, so my detail tool has the little like quarter of a mini squeegee on the end, and then it's got the sharp, well, I mean it's not sharp, you know, I don't think I really could stab myself, but it's just sharp plastic or silicone point at the end, which makes it so that you can, if something like looks like it's not completely a fine line, it just basically allows you to kind of scrape up the paste so that the lines look nice and crisp. Almost like an eraser. You can also use, depending on, you know, what the issue is with yours, you can also use a Q-tip with water on it if you've made a mistake, or if you just went over the edge of the transfer, but maybe the edge of the transfer is really close to a letter or something. Then you might want to do it that way. This is still a little wet. Putting my hand across it didn't help. Okay, so I just need to fix up this T, and the letters down below are pretty dry. It seems to be just the live at top, which is a bigger area. So if you can see, the T somehow got extra paste over here. I'm not sure what I did. I don't know what I did. But when that happens, you can use a detail tool, or in this one, it's a big enough thing that I probably could just take a Q-tip and put water on the end and clear it off. But I'm just going to use the detail tool so I can get a nice crisp line on my T. And I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing or not. I'm just going slowly and just picking up the excess stuff I don't want on there anymore. Making sure it has nice crisp lines. Try not to touch it too much because some of the areas still feel a little wet, so I guess that's better. The white part is still a little tacky. So I just fixed up the T, so you couldn't even really tell that it was a T before. But now you can see it's a T. So live in the moment. Pop it on my base. There we go. So I do have extra one of these in stock here. So if you go to my VIP group, you can see what you get. I'll post the kit, but I'll also post a cart link. Because if you're not in the area, I have to ship it to you. So you might just want to do the cart link. Totally up to you. If you are a club member, then your shipping is $4.95. It will cost me more than that to ship it. So go ahead and just, if you're not in my VIP group, just either send me a message saying VIP or comment on this to say VIP and I'll send it to you. If you want to know about the club member, just comment club. And I do have information on the page on the club. That's the monthly subscription of $20 or $19.99. And you have a commitment of 3 months and then you can quit anytime after that. Okay. That's all I was going to do tonight. Nice, short, and sweet. Let me double check my coaster and see So, because of the way I have the letters, it looks a little blurry, but I mean, it is brighter orange the second time that I did it. So if you're doing ink on something, if it's not like a hard surface, like this is, I mean, it's not rock hard, it's just a rubberized surface. So if you're doing on something like that, it's just going to sit there and be fine. I can rub my hands over it. It's ink, it's not paste. So when you put a wet drink on it, it's not going to take the ink up. This one is, because it's a thick felt, the first time I did it last night, it's soaked in. So I needed to do another layer to have it visible. You can still see it. It just couldn't really read it that well. And now you can. Let me check, this one is all done, so I'm just going to stick this on the back. And then I'm just going to hang out a little bit and clean up my transfer. And then I'll be done for the night. I made a quick run to the store and actually went to Walmart. It's been the first time that I've been to Walmart in like a year. I think I've really been avoiding that store. Whenever I get a cold or something, it seems to be that I've gone to that store. So I've been a little paranoid with COVID about going there. So I've been spending more at other stores just to get in and out really quick. Because Walmart doesn't have everything that I would need. All right, so I'll bring this over here and clean it up. You can use any kind of water to clean it. It doesn't have to be this distilled or bottled water. Distilled or bottled water really is only needed for, yeah, if you're putting water inside the jars. All right, so let this clean. And I do have excess paste on this because I did it twice, because I wiped it off that first time and then did it again. So it's just gonna, it just seemed like a big old mess, but that, and it's got teal paste on it, which matches the color of the transfer. It is much easier when you use a water basin, because I would have just thrown it in, pulled it out, wiped it off, and done. Flip this over. See how it's still really sticky. And this is paste. I'm not worried about paste getting on my desk, even though the other stuff will clean up nicely. I just want to make sure I get my letters nice and clean. Because the transfer obviously is still really sticky, and I can see what happened with the T. When I cleaned off the backside last time, if you want to see, if I cleaned off the backside last time, there was a little glob of chalk paste there at the T that I didn't notice. So because I was in a hurry, I missed that part. So that's why the T had that little mess on it. That makes sense now. And I'm just going across it in sections because I want to make sure that my letters get nice and clean. I'm going to put a little bit extra water on because I had that big gob on the T. And my fingers are still sticking to it, so still nice and sticky. Put it over here to dry. This one is going to need to be washed soon. All right. A little bit on my finger. All cleaned up. All right, that's it. I'm good for tonight. Everybody have a good Saturday night. I'm gonna grab some dinner, and I don't know, got my hair chopped off today, obviously. So it feels much better. It was way too long. I can't even remember the last time I went down to the hairdresser. So hey Jody, yeah, because I had surgery in the fall and I tore the tendon in my thigh, so sitting down wasn't the most convenient thing, but I could finally get down there and get my hair done. All right, night everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. Check out the VIP group, like the video, share it if you can. comment, any of those things. You don't have to do all three, just do one of them. Right. Night, everyone.